Hello everyone and welcome. Now today we're going to be working with this Bougie collection, and I have got the Born to Sparkle 3D embossing folder, and it has a coordinating stencil that goes with it. And here I have embossed several panels. Here we got 5 panels I guess, and I've embossed it, and I'm just showing you how all this works together. We're actually not going to use all of the products on today's video. I worked with all of them, and it was actually 2 hours long, and I knew I couldn't edit that down into a reasonable video, so I'm going to make a couple of them out of it, but I'm just showing you everything that is included. This is the birthday, or the Bougie birthday sentiments. We've got "You're a gem, treat yourself," "Wishing you a bougie birthday," "Birthday wishes," "Bougie dreams," "Happy birthday gorgeous," and "You were born to sparkle." And I've got all of those pressed and die cut out. You can stamp them and die cut them in a single pass of each. And now we've also got the Treat Yourself gift card, and you can make a really nice gift card with this die. And you actually need a little bit bigger than an A2 size panel to cut out the gift card base. And you've got some decorative pieces. We've got this scalloped that you can have a little scallop design, and then we've got the plain one, and then it also comes with confetti, and it's got the sentiments "For You," and it's super cute. We'll work with that later. We're going to work with this Ganache Gâteau die set here, and this actually makes a cake, and you've got all of the elements to make a cake with it. And you've got the base here. We're going to work with this on the video today. You've got your icing. You've got a drip of icing that you can drip down. And you've also got some sticks, and that is for a banner. You've got a macaroon, and you've got just all kinds of little pieces. And then we've got the fabulous birthday sentiments. And this has got fabulous, it's got flirty, sassy, happy birthday, it's got bougie, and it's got babe, and it has a little and sign. And so that's what's included in the fabulous birthday sentiments. And we'll just get these picked up and put away. And then you've got another set of sentiments that's called birthday cheers. And I'm going to show you what's included in there. I'm just digging through trying to find all my pieces. But the next one is birthday cheers. And the birthday cheers includes cheers, wishes, happy birthday, and then I think it includes "To You" as well. Let me look here. Yeah, "To You." And that's what all is included in the birthday cheers. So I've got it all die cut out in silver, and I'm just pulling in the pieces. I don't think I pull out the "To You," and I'm not sure I die cut those out, so I was looking for them. But that's what's included with that set. And then there is the classy numbers set, and this includes 0 through 9. You've also got like your RD for third, your TH for fourth. You've got the ND for second. And you've got ISH for ish, which I think is hilarious. You can have like 30-ish or 50-ish. You know, for those of us who don't like to tell our real age, we can say we're 30-ish. In addition to that, you've got the new. And this is fun. You know, they say that 50 is the new 30 or whatever, so you could do that, and that's really fun. So those are all of the dies that are sentiments. So now we're just going to work with that cake that I had die cut out in the white, and we're going to do some blending. I'm going to bring in a pink, a yellow, a blue, and eventually a purple, and we're going to do a rainbow blend on this. And I've just die cut out the entire die set, and I'm going to use these Craft and Kimmy inks that I have, and we're going to get to blending on this panel. And what I thought I'd do is just speed it up, because it does take quite a bit of blending, and we'll just play some music and we'll get everything blended up, and then we'll come back and we'll start working on our card. So we've got all of our elements here, and I'm just going to get them, start messing with them. And I'm realizing I just have, just the one drip from the icing. And so I'm going to get a couple more drips because I think it would look better if I had more. So I've got these two here, and I just used the panel that I was blending on. So it had a little bit of color, but we're going to need to add some more color to it. And then we'll add these to our icing, and then we'll have 3 icing drips coming down our cake. And I think it'll look better than just the one long one that we have there. I will stagger them at different lengths so that it looks a little bit more interesting. And I'm just going to flip this over and put 3 dabs of glue there. And then we'll line these drips up on there, and we will have the drips ready to go. And that one wasn't blended very well, and I was just showing you, and it doesn't matter because I'm going to kind of tuck it up higher. I'm just kind of eyeballing it and seeing, how it looks. And we'll get all of these laid down on there at different lengths. And now we've got 3 icing drips going down our cake. So I'm going to straighten them up because I want them to look like they're coming right off of those drips that are on that die cut piece there. Just adding a little bit more ink. And I'm trying to add a little shading with this, and I realize I'm not getting enough, so I'm going to grab an alcohol marker and just kind of run around the edges with the alcohol marker. And I was just testing it on some white paper there to make sure it was a color that would work well with it. And we'll just run this along here and add some shading to our icing, and I think it'll just give it a little bit more definition for our card. And I will do this a couple of times. So I'm running late on getting this video uploaded to my channel. I normally release them at 10 a.m. and I'm not going to make it. I did a voiceover this morning on this, and when I did the playback, I didn't like it, so I just deleted it all, and I'm redoing it. And I think it's going to be a little bit smoother. It was pretty early when I did it, and I had barely had any coffee, so my voice was pretty scratchy, and I just wasn't fully awake, so I thought it'd be better to just redo it. So I'm just going back over it just to add some extra shading to it. And then we'll get this laid down on our cake, and I think it looks pretty good. And then we've got our purple icing, like where we've piped it on the bottom of our cake. And I'm going to bring in a purple marker and add some dimension to that as well. So we'll just get this inked up, and then we'll be ready to lay it down on our cake. Now you could do multiple layers of icing. I could have done rainbow, colored icing and put that on there. But since I put those drips on there, I decided not to do that. But I think it would have been fun to have like a purple piping, and then, a blue and a green and a yellow and a pink. That could have been fun too. But we're not going to do that on this. And we're just going to lay that down there on our cake. And then here I'm just taking and adding some shading to the base of the macaroon. But it's not necessary because you've got actually 5 layers to those, and you don't need to do this. So I just left it in to show you what I did, but we'll actually assemble all of our macaroons, and this is not necessary at all. And I only die cut one out with that first piece, but I'm going to come back in with several of them and assemble them onto our cake base. So I'm going to get some glue and just get my piped icing laid down here on the base of my cake, and then we'll get to building our card and adding some additional things to it. So I'll get that pressed down on there, and we'll get this icing laid down on there. And my stomach is growling. I haven't had any food yet for the day, so hopefully you're not hearing all that rumbling. So we'll just lay that down there. And then I've decided for this, because I'm going to use the banner that I'm going to need to make it a 5x7 card. To be able to get that banner on there, I'm going to need to make it a 5x7. Now, you can make an A2 size card with this cake. You just not, if you put the banner on there, you would just have to lay some elements on top of your cake that weren't too lofty. Or you could lay your icing, you could probably lay your icing further down on the cake base and maybe shorten the cake base and do it that way. But I'm going to do a 5x7 card so that I can get all these elements on there, and I think it'll turn out really nice. So I'm just going to get these banner elements laid down on my sticks, and I think it'll be a fun addition to it. And we're just going to have, everything rainbow on this card because I have ink blended everything in rainbow. And I just laid it beside the other one so I could eyeball where I put the other side on there so I could glue it in the same spot. And I'm going to pull the sticks kind of together at the bottom so that I can hang this in a similar position as I did the other one. And just the loop on that requires you to do that. And so now I've got my banner already, and I'm just pinching it together with my tweezers to get it to glue, and I'm going to bring in my 5x7 card base. So I went and got a card base and made it 5x7, and I'm going to actually bring in this essential cardstock from Spellbinders and create a base for it. And I'm going to use my embossing folder to emboss this, because the ones that I showed in the beginning of the video, they certainly were not the right color for this, and so we'll just emboss one more panel. I was checking my measurement, and I'll just go to my Spellbinders Platinum 6 and die cut it out, and I just went 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 so that I'd have a little white edge around here. And now we're going to start building our card, and then we'll add all of the goodies to it. So we'll just get this laid down on here. And now we're going to put our cake on there. Doesn't that look beautiful on there? I think it's a good match, that softer color there. And so I thought I'd put my banner down and just get it at the top of my card base, and then I'll lay my cake down on top of it. Just seemed like the simplest way to do it. And I'm trying to get plenty of glue on there because we've got this 3D panel behind there, and so we've got a lot of debossed areas. So I'm going to have to get plenty of glue so it'll stick on the embossed areas. And we'll just give it a good press. I think I even bring in my magnets to kind of hold it down so that it'll stick. And then we're going to get our cake laid down on here, and it's starting to come together. And I've got my husband watching my grandson out in the front room while I'm trying to do this voiceover, and I can hear him yakking in the background. So if you hear that, that's what it is. Anyway, now I've got my macaroon, and I'm just putting the first piece on here. I'll just glue it down. And then I'm going to go off camera and die cut a whole bunch more of them out and ink blend them. And I'll assemble most of them, and we'll come back together, and I'll show you how to assemble a whole one when I come back in. So here we go. I've got all of these blended and assembled, and oh, they're so cute. I love these. My youngest daughter loves macaroons. Okay, so here's the one that I'm going to assemble. And you've got, I think 5 layers. You've got your base layer, and then you've got this one that's kind of got the wavy bits on it. And you've got debossed detail that shows you exactly how to layer these. And then I'm going to bring in the next one, and this one has like a straight edge on it, and you're going to lay it down on top of the wavy one, the bigger wavy one. And then you're going to bring in a smaller one that's wavy and lay it on top of that one that has the kind of smooth edge on it. And then you're going to bring in the top of your macaroon and get it laid down on there, and that's how you assemble it. So you've actually got 3 dies, I think, that you die cut all that out with the macaroon. So now I've got a rainbow assortment of the macaroons, and I'm just going to lay them in that rainbow order on top of my cake and get them positioned on there. And I think it looks really, really super cute. So we'll get those glued down and arranged on there. And it really is a fun, fun cake set. And you could certainly use these macaroons by themselves and make a different type of card. And you can call them macaroons or macarons. It just depends on what is included in the cookie as to whether it's a macaroon or a macaron. Okay, so now we've got these sprinkles that I have blended, and I'm going to put them around my card as well and just kind of fill in some of those open spots. And then off to the left, we've got our whipped, you've got like dollops of icing or whipped topping or whatever, and you've also got some individual where you would pipe pieces that you could add on there, but I'm not going to use those today, but that's what those other pieces are. So you've got a lot of variety of how you can make your cake depending on how you want it to be iced. But I'm just going to use these sprinkles and just kind of fill in some of the areas and add some additional color to this card. And it's really coming together. I've got a lot of elements on here, but I think it works. You know, a lot of times I like to do kind of clean and simple cards and stuff, but I feel like all these elements do work on there. And so I'm just going to look at this dollop and see if I want to use it. And I don't want to use it. I'm going to leave that alone, and we'll just save that for another time. So now I'm bringing in the Bestie sentiments from that the Bestie beaded sentiments from the beaded bracelet collection. And I had die cut out, actually better pressed, a bunch of the letters when I did that video, and I had them in this little container, and I thought those would fit perfectly on this. So I'm putting on there the best day and a heart on there just to add a little bit more interest to it. I had those pieces pressed and die cut out, and I thought they'd be perfect, so I'm going to use them and put them on here. And they just fit perfectly. We'll just finish up getting all these laid down on here, and I'm putting the day at the bottom, and then I'll add the heart on the left side of the day, and then we'll have 4 letters on each one. And then we can just get these put up, and I think it was a nice addition to it. This is where I'm going to put the heart on there. And then we've got our banner at the top all done and ready to go. Now I will add an additional sentiment to it. I'm going to bring in the happy birthday die set and get it laid down on there as well. So we're just going to put these away, and then we'll get to working on our other sentiment that we're going to put on our card. So here I have die cut out the happy birthday, and I have ink blended it, and I'm bringing in some fun foam, and I'm just going to layer it up with this and get it laid down on there, and I think it'll add, it really makes it pop up off the card. It's a pretty good dimension, and it adds a nice little shadow to it since I used the purple fun foam. So I'm just pulling out all the little middles of the letters and getting them out of my way, and then we'll glue our happy birthday to this, and we will get it laid down on our card, and it will finish our card off nicely. And I mean, I'm just rainbow blending all of the elements for this card. This is rainbow overload. So anyway, I like it. I think it turns out super, super cute. So we'll get some glue laid down on here, and it'll take me a minute to get all of these kind of lined up, and we'll get them laid down on the card. And to save a little time on the video, I just cut some of the gluing out. So I'm just going to take the happy birthday and pull the backer off, and we'll get it laid down on our card. I'm just going to lay it on a diagonal. Needed a little bit more glue there on the H. Just pressing it down. And we're going to get it laid down on our card. Cleaning off any glue that's seeped out there. And we'll pull the sticker off the birthday. And I'm going to put it on an angle too. And we'll just get it laid down on there. I love how this card turned out. I hope you did too. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.